Welcome to the first episode of Heart Signal. In this series, we are bringing together 6 singles looking for love. They will live together in a penthouse in San Myshuno for the next 4 weeks. Now, we hope for love connections to blossom for everyone, but in no way can these singles openly express their feelings. They will have to rely on heart signals they send through their actions, flirtations, dates, and anonymous texts. Now, will our singles find love at the end of the 4 weeks? Only Cupid will know. Our lovely singles are in their assigned bedrooms, anxiously awaiting to introduce themselves. Let's not hold them up any longer. I think it's about time for them to send some heart signals. Hi everyone, welcome to the Heart Signal Challenge. In today's episode, it will be very introductory, introducing you to the contestants, introducing you all to the challenge, as well as the world and the house that we will be playing in for this challenge. The Heart Signal Challenge is based off of the reality TV show Heart Signal. This is a Korean reality TV show where they bring together 6 strangers, have them live in the house for 4 weeks, and in between all that time, they're looking to make a connection with other people. What's happening though is that they cannot outwardly admit to someone that they like them. They really should not be kissing anyone, things of that nature. So they're really relying on their flirtations and any actions that may happen throughout the day. Now, at the end of each night, each contestant will send to another contestant a nightly anonymous text. And with this text is basically a signification that someone is attracted to you. Someone wants to get to know you better. And all of these text messages, the different dates that they will go on in this challenge, etc., will all come up to a point system in which I will be able to figure out, who actually ends up with who at the end of the challenge. That is a short version of what the challenge is about. There will be challenge rules in the description, but yeah, let me go ahead and introduce you to our 6 contestants. First, here we have Leon Clifton. Leon works in the business career track as a senior manager. He is a 26-year-old living here in San Myshuno. Next, we have Stella McLaren. Stella is a 24-year-old teacher who resides in Newcrest. Here we have Kari Nyagi. Kari is a 21-year-old style influencer who comes from Mount Komarevi. Sitting next to her, we have Jamie Smith. Jamie is a 21-year-old paralegal who comes from Brindleton Bay. Here we have Christina Sanchez. She is a 24-year-old writer who comes to us from Brightchester. And lastly, we have Aragon Sumit. They come to us from Del Sol Valley and they work there as a food critic. All right, so that is everyone very, very briefly. I will go into more depth into each of their characters as we go throughout the challenge and just as to why they decided to join us for the Heart Signal series. Let me just give you a little bit of a tour of the home. I'm not going to go too much into detail because you will see it as we, play more of this challenge. Okay, so the room that our contestants are in is the front room. This is the first room you can access once you get off the elevator. This is the living space. We have a little sitting area. We have a kitchen with an island. We have our dining room that has a bit of a bar. But yeah, back in this corner, it's just another little seating area as well as a place for coffee and tea. Down the hall here, we do have a gym with treadmills and weight machines. And then you come back here and this acts as an office/game room with the foosball table, darts, and a few computers. Now, just as a side note, when I go through this gameplay, I will be locking these doors from time to time because I'm trying to force my Sims to interact with each other. We don't basically want to come to the end of the challenge and no one got along with anyone because they just sat on the computer all day. Down this wing here, there are 4 bedrooms. From left to right, we have Christina, Jamie, Kari, and Argon. The reason I gave everyone their own bedrooms is because each contestant is free game. You know, I really was just like, I don't really want to make a very gendered game in terms of one person can only go after maybe two other people. Nah, everybody is out for themselves. Everybody gonna try to get a partner. But in me saying that, I didn't want to put multiple contestants in one room because I felt like there might be an unfair advantage in terms of socialization. So everyone gets their own room. And then you come up the stairs. There's two more bedrooms here. The one on the right is Stella's and the one on the left is Leon's. And that's basically the house tour. There is a lot more space, but all of it's basically unused. That's my brief introduction into this challenge. You'll begin to learn more as we play through it. And as I also said, I will be leaving links below. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments. I will definitely be willing to answer any of them. But yeah, at this point, I'm actually ready to start the gameplay. So I'm going to have them chat here a little bit more, but a little later on tonight, we're basically going to have a little happy hour so they can get to know each other in a more relaxed setting. So at this point, I'm going to let them just take care of their needs and we will meet you at happy hour. So here is where the happy hour will be held. So this is a recreation of the old salt house. This particular creator, which I'll put the name on the screen, they have one half of it to be a restaurant and the other half to be a lounge. So it is likely I will use both of them, but as of right now, I'm using it as a lounge, which is this area over here. Let's go ahead and go inside. Okay, so before we jump into all the gameplay, you kind of see who might be flirting with who. I just wanted to give a little bit of a background of how I'm going to be playing through a lot of this. So as I mentioned before, I wanted to make sure that our sims are interacting with each other. So I have downloaded a slew of mods, but also to help me out is that every day between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. there will be a group gathering. So I'll be using the clubs and get together. And at this point, everyone is free to flirt, be funny, or be friendly with one another. And at this point, you know, it might get a little chaotic, I ain't gonna lie, but that's the whole thing. We're trying to see who likes who the most. And if they get jealous, they get jealous. But you know what? They still can't admit it. But anyway, so here we have our happy hour. That is why you see everyone in the club. But yeah, let's just kind of see who's talking to who at this point. Okay, so here we have Jamie. It looks like Jamie is chatting with Aragon and Christina. Now I'm curious, how does he feel about Aragon? Ooh, Jamie got a crush on Aragon. Okay, and they're both feeling flirty. So we'll kind of have to see what happens there. Ooh, I'm sorry. He just flirted. Oh my God. Okay, wow. It looks like Jamie and Aragon have hit it off. There's a little bit of a flirt. A little bit of a flirt. Wow. Okay. Okay, let's check on other people because Stella is sitting next to Leon. It does look like they are chatting up a bit next to each other. Okay. Honestly though, y'all, I do already have my ships in place. I'm hoping each one of you kind of sees some of these sims, see some of their interactions, see how you're feeling. But you know, one of my ships were the two people that were just sitting here. But yeah, let's go see what other people are doing here. So another side note, I will be cheating a lot of the needs, partially because this gameplay isn't as much about the needs as it is about the stories that we're creating. So yeah, if you see me just cheat any needs, just so it doesn't denote from the story I'm trying to tell here. So yeah, looks like Kari and Stella are now talking. Stella's feeling very flirty, but Kari's feeling playful. Okay. These sims have a tendency to start talking with one another and then they're just like, bye, deuces, we gonna go do something else. This is like the 5th time I keep trying to like talk about these sims. They just keep leaving. Okay, so here's Kari and Christina. Looks like Kari is now feeling very flirty while Christina is feeling confident. Kari actually does have a crush, has a crush on Christina, and also thinks Christina is a very interesting sim. So we'll see how they develop. They do seem to be getting along. I think they're actually super cute together. So here is Aragon and Stella here. They are just chatting near the stage. Both are feeling flirty, so let's see how Argon feels about Stella. Okay, so they think that Stella's an interesting sim. So if anything, it looks like they could be. Oh, dang. Dang. Okay. Well, there you go. They were feeling flirty. They got a little bit of a love connection going on now. So we'll see. This is getting interesting. I think Aragon has two romantic interests already. They are moving fast. They are moving fast. All right. Oh, y'all. I said these meetings were only going to last till 10, and look at me. I still got them out at 11. It is the happy hour. It'll be a bit of a special little treat. So I just looked at the time and saw that it is pretty late. I mentioned that the club will be meeting between 6 and 10 every night, but I actually just lost track of time, just trying to see who was doing what. I even tried to introduce y'all to some characters, but they would not sit still. They up here trying to talk to whoever. And I mean, that's the point of the show, right? So at this point, I'm actually going to roll on into the results because every night at midnight is when the nightly anonymous text will be sent. Now, as a bit more for the background of all of this, so the nightly text will be sent to another person based on how much relationship progress they have made with someone. So if a person has made a romantic connection, such as Aragon, we actually saw that they made a few different romantic connections. They were moving around, but basically we'll be seeing who has the highest romantic connection, and that is the person that text will be sent to. If a person doesn't have any romantic connections yet, we will then look at the friendship bar to see who has the most connection. So at this point, I'm actually going to roll on into those anonymous texts, and then that'll be the end of our first episode. But thank you all for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one. It is the time to send that nightly text to the person you feel the most connected to. Now, will you receive a text back from that special someone? Will you receive a text back from someone you didn't expect? Or will you be left with your heart broken? We shall see soon.